Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, September 30th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of clarification points. Number one, the price you see over here will still be moving around, and the candlestick you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, SQQQ, not really a stock, actually an ETF, but this is a very popular ETF, and it's a way to make money if you think that the NASDAQ is going to go down. So if you think the NASDAQ market is going to drop, this one will actually rise in price, which is why it had a huge move today when you stop thinking about the fact that it actually closed all the way down here on Wednesday, but is now all the way back up there. That's because the NASDAQ as a whole had a rough day. So overall, got a big breakout here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level as it's served its purpose now. But the first level I want to point out here, let's change that, is this main area of resistance right here, which this trend line here has now revealed to us, which puts the breakout point essentially right up there at $60. So if you are somebody that likes to play breakouts, then $60 is an area where no such thing as a guarantee. But if this price can turn itself around, get back up to right around that 60 mark, and then break up through it, again, no guarantees, but is it valid? Is it plausible to think that a break of 60 could cause another surge of upwards momentum? That is certainly a valid thought process to have. If you're somebody that likes to play more so pullbacks, then the level you'd want to watch is right there, that purple line there. 50 period moving average currently valued at 56.75. And then in case there's maybe a deeper pullback, another level that you could watch for that right down here around the $55 mark. But yeah, no doubt about it. Big move today, and it'll be very interesting to see how this one closes out the week on Friday. Next one here, Snti, and very nice move here, although I suppose that's debatable in the sense of the pattern breakout just actually happened. You had the nice wedge right here. You had the nice upwards momentum right there, which gave a bull pennant. But yes, as I speak right now, last 30 minutes, the price is actually broken up through there. But that does still present an interesting situation because there's a breakout. And at the core, the philosophy of a watch list is to find unique, to find interesting situations and not randomly rush out and buy, but to watch them and see if they continue to behave or behave in a way that ultimately fits your personal strategy, your personal risk tolerance levels. So yes, if you are a breakout player, you missed the breakout. But that doesn't take away from the fact that there is an interesting situation going on. The interesting situation being, well, the breakout itself on good solid volume, which you can see down there. And to be fair, there could be another breakout pattern that forms sometime on Friday. But yes, as far as how the chart looks right now, you did miss the breakout. But once again, the philosophy of the watch list is to find those unique and interesting situations. And I would definitely consider a late day breakout of a nice pattern, a unique situations, because who knows, maybe this breakout is just the start of something much more, and maybe it keeps on ripping and roaring. Maybe it's not, maybe it drops right back down. But again, maybe it is, so it's worth at least keeping an eye on. Next one, BBAI, and I like this one because it's still got the breakout potential here and a very well-defined breakout point, at least in my opinion. So I think that a lot of people have drawn that trend line right there. So I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply that's a great discovery, a special skill. Like I said, I think a lot of people around the world have drawn that. And I say that because when a lot of people are watching the same level, wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So as I said already, and we'll probably say a dozen more times, there are no guarantees, but is it valid? Is it plausible to think that if the price gets up to that level and then breaks up through it, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible thought process to have. So keep an eye on that from a breakout standpoint. As far as areas of support are concerned, keep an eye on this level down here at the $1.50 mark. You can see a couple times price got down around that area and did hold strong. And then really from a bigger picture point of view and just a pattern standpoint, I'll keep it one color to make it easier to see. We have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big momentum move right there. We'll put our golf hole down there to make it a little bit more visual, and we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So if you like to play bull pennants, if you like to play bull pennants on stocks down below $5, here you go. Next one here, ticker symbol PLTR. Did this one a couple days ago, drew that pattern. You can see got the breakout of the pattern there and has now made a very, very nice move since that. Now, granted, there was a little bit of a bigger pullback here, but overall, bigger picture wise, and this is bigger picture wise, excuse me, and this is why the chart's kind of hard to talk about because there is a lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 20 minutes, well then yeah, from that point of view, the chart looks really, really bad. Now, if you care about the big picture point of view, I understand there was a bigger pullback from those highs, but let's just consider, and now emphasis from the big picture. Well, from the big picture, you have a set of lows there. You have these lows, which I've mapped out. You have these lows down here, which I've mapped out. And if you envision each one of those as stair steps, what do you have again from the big picture? Well, you still have stair steps making progress in the upwards direction, which goes to show that, yeah, from the overall standpoint, the price is still making movement in the upwards direction. Again, I fully realize if you bought right there, then yeah, you may not care about these overall stair steps, but that's why I'm trying my best here to make the distinction between, well, are you some sort of day trader, or are you somebody that cares about more so a bigger picture point of view? And obviously only you can answer that question. Next one, AMC, and just a rough, very terrible day today, not because it was red, but because, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos, but because the progress that was being shown, the progress that was being made has just been wiped away. And that progress that I mapped out and said, okay, well, how can we define progress and monitor it? Well, let's watch that trend line. And the price does not have to go straight up. Nothing goes straight up. But the price has at least got to be able to stay above that line and put in some higher bases. And you can see the opening 30 minutes, price came down there, broke through there, and then dropped all the way back down and is essentially right back to where it started. So even where it is right now, if we move that over here, it's basically right where it was at this lower part of the chart. Now, to be fair, I'm not saying another nice move can't start, but as far as this nice move here is concerned, that has now been officially wiped away and would just be classified as a dead cat bounce. But like I said, there is a little bit of a bounce here that's occurring, but still a whole lot more work that needs to be done. So as far as key levels to watch moving forward, from a support standpoint, first key level is going to be right there at 690. Nothing fancy behind that. That's just where the bleeding finally stopped today. But definitely the critical level to watch, and nothing fancy behind this one either in terms of why it's so critical, is 680. And 680 is important because if the price drops through there, then that's putting down the price at lows that it has not seen for years upon years, which is very important there. In terms of levels of resistance, you're going to want to watch that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. You can see it presented some problems this morning, presented more problems right there. So keep an eye on that, currently valued at 730. But yeah, overall, that great movement from the past couple of days on AMC has proven to just be a dead cat bounce. Real quick, I want to pause and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online training that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool and why it's so powerful and how it's so powerful in helping to build consistency as a trader, then certainly get signed up for the free training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click on. One special note though, because it genuinely is a live event, a couple different things, because I understand as somebody that's got 5 kids, schedules are busy. Maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening, or maybe you're just watching this Friday morning and you've completely missed it. It will be recorded. And if you would like to watch a replay of the event, go ahead, drop me an email to what you see on the screen there, and I'd be happy to send you a replay to the event. But just keep in mind, because it's a live event, it first needs to actually happen, then I got to get it uploaded. But after that, I would be happy to send you a recording of it so that you can view. So definitely either get signed up for it, and I'll see you here in a few hours, or just drop me an email and I'd be happy to send you that replay link. Next one here, NIO, and just a brutally bad day. Once again, not necessarily because it was red. Now that certainly played a role because it was really red, but also just from the technical point of view, you can see that the price had been doing so well, and now the price is down below lows that have not been seen for, as you see here, as I continue to squeeze the chart down, very, very long time. Now, actually, that low is still behind my ugly mug, so let me move it over. There we go. So the next level here that's very, very important. Oh, never mind. I take that back. Wow, the price is even down below that one. I thought the price just from the naked eye was still above that level right there, but no, so it was even worse than I thought. All right, well, let's move down to the next key level of support, which sits down here at $14.30, which again you can't see because it's that long ago. But right here you can see that the price did find some consolidation back there in late May, and that'll be the next level where really I'm not saying the price is going to drop straight down to there, which that level is right around 14.25. But as I zoom back in, just realize that's where that level is coming from, and which you can't even see right now. But 14.25 going to be that next key level. I will throw in another additional level, just a basic one, which, where did the bleeding at least stop today, and that was at 15.35. But yeah, 15.35 doesn't quite hold up. Then you're not looking at anything for basically down to, the low $14 mark. On any sort of attempted bounce, first key level going to be right here around that $16 mark. And then from the overarching standpoint, you'll want to watch that purple line once more, the 50-period moving average, which you can see has quite the track record of behaving as resistance. But that's kind of irrelevant right now. Let's just see if the price can even get up to $16 and break through there. But yeah, overall, very rough day. Next one here, BEAT, and what a beautiful uptrend. I don't think I've had this one on the watch list, if at all. And I suppose, shame, I guess a little bit into my defense, it's not like the volume has been epic or just absolutely massive, so maybe that's why I've been missing it. But nonetheless, want to get it here as we not only is it a nice uptrend, but we have a nice, we'll call it self-fulfilling prophecy point. Because again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not trying to impress you, not trying to imply this is some sort of special skill. I assure you, people around the world have drawn that level right there at 440. So does that guarantee anything? No, but does it make it valid? Does it make it rational to think that if the price can get up there, that there could be some sort of self-fulfilling prophecy that all of a sudden causes the price to get moving that much further because people are buying because, well, hey, just it's a breakout and I'm a breakout trader? Yeah, that is certainly a valid thought process to have. So keep an eye on 440 as the resistance. And then as far as areas of support are concerned, keep an eye on the 375 mark right there. But yeah, all in all, very, very nice uptrend, very nice potential breakout point. So we'll see what happens with it. Next one, Tsla Tesla. And again, a really, really bad day. Not played a role, yes, it was pretty big red, but just because the price had been making such beautiful progress, nice uptrend here, nice ascending triangle, and then the opening 30 minutes gap down, broke through that trend line, and then never really looked back, just kept going further and further down. So just a very, very rough day from a technical point of view on this one, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these levels here because now the key levels that stand out, and right here, the power of charts, I mean, check it out. Put that green line in play, and look right where that bleeding stopped. Now, are charts perfect? No, I don't want to come across and imply that, but they're definitely a worthwhile tool. So I'll use it as a quick plug. Either send me an email or get signed up for that free training because, I mean, check that out. And that'll mean, I realize that means more to those of you that watch past videos, but if you have, you know that I put that level there a long time ago, and the price did find some support at that level. So yes, moving forward, right there around, we'll call it 265.50, going to be that near-term level of support. Now, in terms of levels of resistance, this is just based on a foundation rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So yes, moving forward now, 271 is going to be that initial level of resistance. And if the price can push up through there, next key level up there, that purple line, 50 period moving average, and we'll just call it 278.50. Next one, SOXL, another ETF that is geared around the semiconductor space, which are very popular stocks. And this is one where if the semiconductors are having a good day, then this one's going to go up. And I just say that because remember that first one we looked at, if the NASDAQ market was having a good day, that one would have actually went down. But this is one where it all correlates. So if semiconductors are having a good day, so is this one. And this is where, whoops, let me squeeze this down because we have potentially an interesting setup here and this is definitely, self-admittedly a bit of a longer term pattern here. I suppose longer term is also subjective, but we have what I would consider a nice falling wedge pattern. Now you may think falling wedge is a bearish pattern, but it's actually a bullish pattern, whereas a rising wedge is the bearish pattern. But overall, like I said, falling wedge here. And I think the dynamic that a lot of people are going to be wondering about is, okay, price came down here, found some support at that trend line and is now getting the bounce. So is this a bigger bounce? And even from a trading standpoint, even if the price were to go up there and get rejected, I mean, there's still plenty of wiggle room there for some potential profit right there. But the added bonus would be, well, what happens if it gets up to that trend line and then just keeps breaking out of it? That would be just kind of the icing on the cake. But like I said, now to be fair, though, some people are saying, no, Clay, what are you talking about? Yeah, it's bouncing, but I think this is a false bounce. This thing's going to roll back over and break through the downside. I can see that. I can see that side of things too. But going back to the philosophy of a watch list is to find interesting situations and then watch them and then see how the price continues to behave. And this one's been getting big volume. It's in a popular price range. And then, like I said, overall, if you like to play patterns or play, patterns within patterns, then yeah, I definitely keep this one on the watch list. Next one, AAPL, and brutal day. I know there's a downgrade. And as I've been saying, kind of a broken record at this point. Not a brutal day necessarily because it was a big red day, but just because from a technical level, the price just destroyed all these areas of support. So let me just delete these lines out as they've now served their purpose. Now, to be fair, last part of the day, nice little bounce here. But as you see here, within the grand scheme of things, yeah, maybe this is the start of something much bigger. Maybe this is the start of a bigger reversal. But it's also more than valid to say, yeah, but maybe that's just a dead cat bounce and the price is going to, get rejected back down. That's certainly more than valid too. Now, if this bounce is going to continue, first key battleground to watch very, very closely, going to be right up there at the 145 mark. And then, as you've heard me say several times now, the other area of resistance from an overarching standpoint is going to be that purple line there, the 50 period moving average, which you can see has, a track record right there of rejecting the price back down. But like I said, another one's getting a little bit too far out of ourselves. Let's just first see if the price can even get up to 145 and then break up through it. And then as far as supports are concerned in the very near term, just a question of, well, where did the bleeding finally stop today? And that was down there at 140.75. But if the price does go down to, whoops, there's an old annotation. If the price does go down to that level and break down through it, next key level of support after that would then be down there right around the 139 mark. So those would be the main dynamics here. But yeah, rough day for Apple, big volume, and I'm very curious to see how this one closes out the week on Friday. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool and how it can and should be used, then definitely get signed up for the free training. Or like I said, if you already have something on your schedule, go ahead, drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com, because yes, it will be this evening, Thursday, September 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. But if not, then like I said, definitely get signed up for that free training. I just deleted my email off the screen there. clay@claytrader.com. As far as the top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, then do two things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Say hi, tell me what you traded today, tell me what you're watching tomorrow. But those two things help me out, help out the channel with the algorithm and all that good stuff. So I really do appreciate it. And as long as I know people are enjoying, I'll continue to put in the required time and effort to get these watch lists put together. So again, get signed up for that free class, or just drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com. Hopefully I'll see you here tonight, and be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below.